Yeah, sometimes I just can't help but think about the future. I'm not saying about my future, but rather the future of my son. And I think it's just a normal thing for parents to be thinking about it. And I really did not imagine myself thinking about the future. I'm more of the say la vie kind of person. I'm actually known to be a happy-go-lucky person, and I follow my whim and all that. And it's just weird that I suddenly am looking forward to the future, and now I'm a little bit concerned about the future. I have a 4-year-old boy. He's growing up really fast, and he is in that stage that he's very curious. He's asking a lot of things. And sometimes I find myself grasping for answers, even if I barely understand the concept behind it. And I try to, as much as possible, if he has a question, I try to have an answer for it. But just like how I handled my subordinates before, if I really don't know the answer to the question, I tell them. In this case, I tell him that I don't know the answer to it, but we're going to find out. So that's how we have been, or that's how we are operating right now. If there is a question that I can't answer right away, I just tell him up front. I don't think that I have to be the fountain of knowledge for this kid, and as early as now, I'm trying to make him understand that there are things that I cannot answer, so that you know he won't be expecting much. So it's just proper setting of expectations, right? And speaking of expectations, I really think that I was dealt lucky cards that despite the fact that, me being a single parent, being a gay single parent at that, I was given a son instead of a daughter. And I'm saying this because of one simple reason. Um, I don't know how to be feminine. And it's easier for me to relate to a boy. And that is how I feel. And that's how I actually came to the realization that I'm lucky that I was actually given a son instead of a daughter. Just imagine me being a mom to a daughter. I can't imagine it. I'm pretty sure that girl's going to be, well, she's going to have a very unconventional childhood. But back to my point wherein I'm kind of concerned about the future. I'm confident that at this point, I still have a grasp, I have a handle of the situation with my son, but I'm also concerned about what other questions will pop up in the future. A couple of months back, he asked, it's not that he asked, it's just that he made this statement. We were walking to his school, and he just told me, matter of factly, he looked at me and said, Mom, I don't have a daddy. And I was like, yes, son, you don't have a dad, but you have a mom. And he was like, yes, I have a mom. You're my mom. And I don't know where that came from, but he just accepted it, like matter of factly. It's like he's a 4-year-old kid. How in the world could he grasp the idea of him not having a dad? And he's pretty cool about it. He's not upset or he's not even asking, where's my dad or why don't I have a dad? Which I thought would be the question this kid would be asking me. Instead of him asking, he actually just told me, stated actually, that he doesn't have a dad. And every now and then I try to quiz him. It's like, hey, Johan, where's your dad? And his answer is very consistent. I don't have a dad. I have a mom. So at this point, I think we're pretty much set. He has. a grasp of the idea that I am a single parent. He doesn't have a dad. But then again, I don't know what the future will bring, right? I know right now I'm pretty much settled with a single life. But what if I was dealt with another round of cards and suddenly I'm given a girlfriend? I don't know, maybe, right? I mean, I can never tell. So, what's going to happen? How can I introduce this other woman into my child's life? And that is something that I really have to. It's not that I have to prepare for it, but I just have to be open to the idea of, yeah, what if that really happens, Chiz? How will you introduce this other woman to your son? Are you going to tell her that she's your other mom? Or are you going to tell her that she's your mom? I mean, you're already the mom, right? So there are a lot of questions that are popping up in my head, and honestly, I have no idea how to handle it at this point. But like what they say, baby steps. Let's take it one step at a time. Let's cross the bridge when we get there and all that, right? And I'm just pretty much happy that my son isn't looking for a dad. And yes, he still acknowledges me as his mom, despite me not showing the outward signs of being a mother. And that also makes me proud at the same time that, I am raising a kid, not, not really housed in the normal gender rules that we have. It's very difficult to actually introduce that concept to him, mainly because I'm gay. And honestly, I'm just trying to make things work out. I still try to introduce the concept of feminine, the mom, masculine, the dad, feminine, the sister, masculine, the brother. But I also try to make him realize that what women can do, men can do. And what men can do, women can do as well. I try to steer or veer away from the traditional color, even as early as now, the toys, the segregation of genders via toys and colors. I try to eliminate that boundary, that division between masculine and feminine, mainly because it's going to help me as well in the future, make him understand that me being gay is the perfect example of the blending of those two traditional gender roles. And hopefully he's going to be able to understand all those. So I am a little bit overwhelmed with all these ideas, and pretty much I have no idea of what's going to be happening next. Whatever's going to be dealt with, or whatever is going to be laid out on the table, I have no idea. I just know that I have to accept it, be prepared, and take action. So I hope all you guys, single parents out there, gay single parents, I hope you guys are going to be in the same boat as I am, ready to accept any new challenge. And, well, good luck to us all. Ciao.